friends a story. Thank you for indulging me, by the way. This is so silly to be here at this time of night. I'm having a sad night. I don't know why. A long time ago, this whole notion of being an apostate, it was something foreign to me. I kind of understood it, but I said, yeah, okay, I'm an apostate now. What am I supposed to do? Because in the early days, I wasn't an apostate. I was just me. And then there was some people around me that said, "Oh, you're an apostate." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they were like, "Yeah, but you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to be dispensing information." And I said, "Oh, okay." There was a period of time where my little home videos I make, they lost their heart. And it's something symptomatic of being, it was a long time. It was months. It was months of just, it was like somebody took the vacuum and just sucked the life out of me. And I was getting attacked from all sides. There were so many people on the outside that were just angry at me. But then there was people around me too that was like, "Oh, it's a shame. You're a smart guy, but you waste it. You're not helping anyone. You're not dispensing information. Or at least in a way that people can digest it." And I took this because all of a sudden I felt like people were like, "Well, what's your message?" And I was like, and my first inclination was, "Well, I don't have a message." But then I started feeling like, "Oh, I should be on message." And so I started making videos of what I thought, and the videos are still up. They suck. I hate them. But it was a period of months where the videos had no soul, had no impact. And it was because I was doing an imitation of what I thought an apostate should say, because well-meaning people around me had convinced me that I'm an apostate, which is silly. There's no such thing as an apostate. This is nonsense. The Jehovah's Witnesses apostates. It's all so nuts. It's so clear to me now. I wish I could make everyone understand. There's no us. There's no them. There's no anything. It's all hooey. It's silly. It's so silly. But it was a period of time where somebody convinced me that I was an apostate. And there was this thing called the apostates, and I was one of them. And I had a responsibility to people that have to decide if they're going to be apostates or not be apostates. And I have this larger calling to inform them about something. And I got caught up in this because I just wanted friends. I had been contacted by people online to say, you have so much knowledge, but it's just going to waste because nobody can get through. At moments, it seems like you could almost be saying something, but then you just ruin it. And I took this all to heart. It's a Jehovah's Witness leftover. It's a residual thing that it's your responsibility to knock on doors. You're bringing information to people. It's symptomatic of the way Jehovah's Witnesses think, and I see it again and again in myself. Maybe in some of you out there too, maybe not, I don't know. Me, personally, I keep coming back to this thing where it's the Kingdom Hall thing where they tell you that it's your responsibility to save the world out there. They're not going to listen to you, but you still have the responsibility to try to save people, to bring a message to them. Somebody wrote me a message one time that said, "You're drunk." And I felt so bad. And it wasn't one person. It's a few people over the months and years that have messaged me and said, "You could be helping people. Why aren't you helping people?" And I felt bad. I really did. Because I got messages from people saying, "Why aren't you helping people out there? What's your message? You're lost." And because I was feeling depressed, I was at a very low point in my life where I felt depressed, and it just rebooted that the Kingdom Hall, stuff again, where people were saying, "You have the potential to do something and make a difference. Why are you wasting your time?" Long story short, I stopped being who I just am naturally inclined to be every day, and I told myself that I should have a message, and I should have direction. And ironically, it was that search for direction that led me to nowhere. What you gotta be? For who? Why? A message is something that you can fixate on and then lose sight of everything else. My experience as a Jehovah's Witness, yours can be completely different. My experience as a JW, once you prescript a message, then you stay on message. And then you're talking to people and it really is lip service. This is the folly of Jehovah's Witnesses. They go door to door. It probably originated from somewhere where they mean well or want to do well, but they go door to door, reciting the same things again and again, and it doesn't resonate with anyone, and it doesn't speak to anyone. And the people that it does speak to, they're just waiting for anyone to come to their door. Really. They wanted a friend, or they wanted something, and they were just, you could knock on their door and be selling cookies. They want in. It's very upsetting to me. Saw their video. It's a very short video. It was almost like a disfellowshipping announcement. It was like black and white script. It was like an announcement saying, "Oh, Bible, God, it's changed. Oh, it's over." I hate to see that. I have another friend who I was talking to yesterday, and his family is really, they found out he was making YouTube videos. They were very angry, and they really came down on him. Not with words, but with looks, and how could you? People that dance with Jehovah's Witnesses a little bit, they'll say, "Oh, it's a free home Bible study. I think it's harmless." And then a couple months later, they're sitting in a living room with all their new friends, and I'm friends with this new family. It's a big happy family. And the dad of the family walks up and said, "Well, we finished the knowledge book now. It's typically where someone has progressed towards baptism." "Oh, well, I don't think I'm ready for that yet." "Why not?" it goes from being a situation where, oh, I have new friends, to I'm letting Jehovah down. Jehovah sees what I'm supposed to be doing. Jehovah has entered the room. Jehovah's in the building. It's very sly. They've done this to so many people, and they have so many methods. Whoever you are, whatever you're inclined to do, whatever you believe you should be doing, they're going to make you feel like it's wrong. And you may be a perfectly smart person. You may be a highly intelligent person. I got to tell you, Jehovah's Witnesses have converted scientists. They have converted businessmen. There's plenty of people that should. They have converted advertising. People that should know better have been taken in by this. And I don't think anyone's going to Bible study with you or dunk you underwater. That's not what they're trying to do to you. They're in the business of ruining people. They're falling back, they're holding their ranks, and the mission of Jehovah's Witnesses has switched. It's changed in many forms. Door to door, who cares? Their battles are being fought behind the scenes now by emotionally manipulating people, guilt-tripping people, making people feel ashamed. Perhaps that's not anything that was going on. And perhaps I shouldn't even be speaking about what's going on. I just hate the thought of somebody who I see, somebody, again, who I don't know, but you click on their videos, they have a big, happy, smiling face, and they feel like they know who they are, they're confident about who they are, and they have something to say, and that's the good stuff in life. That's what it's all about. When you see someone smiling, and they're having fun, and maybe they're wrong, maybe they're right, it doesn't matter. They're shaking their fist at the world, and they're saying what they gotta say. That's when you're really alive. When you start letting Jehovah's Witnesses pick you apart, there's nowhere to go but down. Don't do it. Don't do it. And whoever, again, this is all hypothetical stuff. When somebody starts telling you you need to be more gentle, or it's a road of self-defeat. And people have, I'm not really talking to one person out there. I guess I'm just talking to anyone out there who is listening. Don't let these people self-defeat you. They will do it. There's this big thing called YouTube that I guess we're all on right now. It's so silly. This is so silly. We've got little TVs and we're doing God knows what. But I was talking to somebody the other day, and they're like, your videos really suck. They're not very good. And I said, I know. They do. I make them in my bedroom. Did you think they were made in Hollywood? They suck. Once you're okay with your video sucking, look, you won't make these videos in your house, right? Yeah, me too. They're gonna suck. But people love them nonetheless. I love watching everyone's videos. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to have a message. I wish everyone would please understand that. People are addicted to YouTube because it's not good. It's not TV where everything is there's a certain level of professionalism or something that must be reached. People are desperately they want the real thing, and they can't get it anywhere. If you turn on TV, it's garbage. And reality shows are where people watch garbage like Duck Dynasty that is not even real. This is all BS. None of this is real. But people will watch it and delude themselves into thinking, oh, maybe a little bit of it is because they want so much to identify with somebody or something or somewhere. And they can't get it on TV. And so people go on YouTube because they talk to people on there, and it's the real thing. Good, bad, whatever. It's people interacting with each other, and Jehovah's Witnesses hate it. Watchtower hates it. Have you ever noticed how Jehovah's Witnesses just hate YouTube? I mean, they fucking hate it. Even the Jehovah's Witnesses, they'll make little videos of themselves where they're singing Kingdom melodies or something like that, or they'll do some 3-minute video that's some good news about the work opening up in some country or something like that. But they turn off their comments. They hate it. They hate that somebody can talk back to them. Or they hate that somebody can watch their video and not like it. I like the fact that Jehovah's Witnesses come on YouTube, even though they're angry or they're lying about who they are, because it is just jump-starting the whole thing. I really love YouTube because people are having to face the world. I know, it's so ridiculous. It's a stupid little TV. I hate it. But it is great because people are having to look each other in the face, and it makes for awkward situations. It makes for people just getting so angry at each other. But people are having to look each other in the face, which is what Jehovah's Witnesses don't do. Jehovah's Witnesses accuse somebody, the person gets taken to the back room and nobody's watching, everyone gets to forget about what's happening in there and not think about it. They go to the back room, the elders discipline them or disfellowship them, and then the person's gone. Once the person's disfellowshipped, you don't have to make eye contact with them or see them again. You took them down. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses like. It's their comfort zone. It's not healthy. That's not a healthy way to live. You want to help a Jehovah's Witness, get in their face. Force them. Force them to look at you, hear you. Disfellowshipping only works when you go along with it. And the negativity out there can be overcome, I guess. This is what I'm saying. It takes time, but it does work. The good news is I feel I've had breakthroughs with people. I really have. I mean, we're 5 years out, whatever. It's been almost 6 years since I was thrown out of the Kingdom Hall. One of the elders, of the 3 elders that were on my judicial committee, I guess I've had 2 judicial committees. One of the elders is dead, one of the elders was removed, and one of the elders is disfellowshipped. It's incredible. And it's been a total reversal, and it feels great. There's people, even my dad, God bless him, even my dad now, it just tacitly admits that the elders were wrong and I was right. I'm still wrong in the big picture. I'm more wrong, but we begin from the place that the elders were wrong and I was right. Nobody deny. I don't know of any. Again, I'm not a lot of people talking to people, but it's just kind of common knowledge now that the congregation was getting ripped off. I was right about that. I'm still wrong for bringing it up, but the Kingdom Hall was getting looted, I don't think anyone's in denial about that. Basically, they even bring in, like, it's a little congregation here, but they even brought in elders from other congregations. They're having people drive from 35 minutes away to do Thursday night meetings in here because it was a minor scandal. You can break through and get through to people. How's it done? With lots of love. Lots and lots of love. And I'm not talking about sending flowers to someone. I'm talking about standing in front of somebody, looking them in the face and saying, I know you don't want to talk to me, but I still want to talk to you. Do you get it? And doing it with a smile on your face. Just, yeah, you can shake. It's not easy. It takes time, but you can shake people up to where they get mad at you and they start talking to you and they don't even realize they're talking to you. It's like, yes, you're yelling at me, but you're talking to me. I do matter. When you're sitting in the back row and you're silent, that's not the way to do it. That's how they want you to do it. You're not going to help anyone. You're not going to help yourself. Don't do the back row thing. Don't do the thing where you're silent and hanging your head in shame. That's what you're supposed to be doing. The more and more people that refuse to do that just say, no, I'm here, I'm going to be heard. I'm not mad at you. I love you, but you're going to listen to me. Back in the 80s, the idea that you could be disfellowshipped and someone would talk to you or hear what you have to say, it was just unheard of. Nobody talked to disfellowship people. Even your mother or somebody would barely talk. Even if you had a kid or something like that, they would just write down a little note, drop him off at 4 o'clock. You can pick him up at 6 o'clock. Don't set foot in my house. You can park on the street. That's the way it was, seriously. And it still is that way for many people. There are many staunch, ardent JWs that will not give up the ghost. But I keep hearing accounts more and more, because I do have disfellowship friends, people I talk to, it's wavering a little bit because it's too hard. Shunning someone is harder than it used to be. Takes a lot of work, and there's so many people out there that are just like, look, I'm not playing along with this. Look, you got to talk to me. You don't got to like me, but you got to talk to me. And then once people start talking, it's a humanizing effect. And if the person liked you at all to begin with, they're going to like you again. If you're nice to them, you got to be nice to them. Please. Don't be a meanie. Don't do it. Lighten up. But on the reverse side, if nobody liked you to begin with, they're not going to like you now. And they will try to coerce you with, hey, look, I've made peace with it. Because when I was Jehovah's Witness, I had friends that did get disfellowshipped for immorality. Oh, they were immoral. Oh, we can't tolerate that. Oh, they touched their pee-pee against someone else's pee-pee. It's over. When I was Jehovah's Witness, I had friends that got disfellowshipped. And I didn't bash them after they were gone, even behind their back. But there's people that would. And you know what? Those people didn't like them to begin with. And that's why I don't really miss the Jehovah's Witnesses, because between you and me and Jehovah, I didn't really like most of them. I'm sorry, I didn't. Most of them were just huge douches. And there was a lot of resentment because they always, whatever thing I wanted to do or whatever, they told me, people would snap at me. Anytime I would laugh or smile, they would say, well, you're not supposed to be doing that out in service. And after a while, when you start realizing that the person doesn't, you're spending time with people that don't like you. I mean, at a core level, do not like who you are. You can only do that so long. There's only so many years. No matter what the pressures or the demands or whatever, it's the same way anywhere. It's, if you work in an office or something, and everyone around you doesn't like you, the people that you spend every day with, they just don't like you. They really don't like you. Sooner or later, you'll leave. And that's your livelihood. And the Kingdom Hall is the same way. Look, it's 2014. There is, especially in larger city areas, you go to the Kingdom Halls there, and some of the Kingdom Halls are vibrant. And they're just full of action, lots of cars pulling up all the time. It's usually because it's in a, more of a well-to-do area or a place where there is something going on. Maybe a congregation that has lots of young people, and they are friends with each other, and that's what keeps people in Kingdom Halls. Is when there's other people there that they're enjoying interacting with. And I know they're so wrong. They're Jehovah's Witnesses, they're wrong. But, who cares? They're there, they're living life. They feel they belong there. And if they do belong there, then so be it. But all too often, as it was in my case, congregation was a situation of people that didn't belong together, feeling they were stuck together. And then at the top of this pigsty, you had people on top who were there to control and apply pressure to people they didn't care about or give a flying fuck about. I just love all my friends on YouTube because, and here's the thing, we're all so silly, but that's what the XJW thing, people that, I don't know, there's some people that Jehovah's Witnesses, they're very, very gung-ho about it and everything like that, and I say, chill. I just see the big picture right now, and I wish I could just make everyone see too that there's no big thing that has to be done. But I'm cracking up lately because I see people talking about domain names and stuff like that, and who's in what Facebook group, and I'm leaving this Facebook group and moving to this one. And God bless them. That's all I can say. But I just see the big picture, friends. I think some of you do too. Is that the way Watchtower? Everyone talking about Watchtower going down. We have to take Watchtower down. And don't worry, we will. But here's the thing: it's not going to be done in the ways that people. It's not going to happen in the conventional ways of people are. They have this dream about somebody finding documents somewhere and then presenting the documents to someone, and it just blows the lid off of everything, and then Watchtower goes down. Here's the thing: the documents already exist, and it didn't mean anything. It had zero effect. There's no here, there, or anything in between. They did the worst possible thing. I mean, if you were writing a soap opera about Jehovah's Witnesses, you could not come up with any evidence more damning than that. Why did they do it? You're asking. Well, at first you're like, they've been caught. But then you start, as time passes, you're like, wait, I think they're all the same people. The United Nations, the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witnesses, it's different tiers of the same operation, which is human control and testing. There, I said it. It's over. Here's the thing. There's no... The people... The watchtower is going down. There's no document you're going to produce that's going to take the watchtower down. Because the document's already been produced. And no Jehovah's Witness believes it, or that you can show it to their face there. So they say they instantly make it okay. Oh, well, they just joined the United Nations because they needed to. Whoever you are on YouTube, if somebody's out there trying to make you feel like you suck, just please listen to your old friend J.W. Bubbledairy, J.W. Bubblegum. You don't suck. You have nothing to apologize for. And yes, Watchtower is going down. Is that what you wanted to hear? They're going down! Fuck them! But here's how it's going to be done. And this is the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's people starting to act like humans instead of acting like cyborgs. Oh, Jehovah, lead my way, so that I do not step to the left or to the right. It's... they read you those scriptures where they say, oh, you'll be a lamp to my foot. It does not belong to me to even direct my own step. And when people can do this for a while, some people do it their whole lives, but a lot of people, they do it for a while, and then they say, no, I kind of do want to direct my own step. Sorry. Sorry, Jehovah. This guy that turned off his videos, I hope he's doing well. God bless him. Here's what I was saying. None of what you said meant anything to me. No offense or anything, but your message, none of it meant anything. Like the things you were going to tell me about Jehovah's Witnesses, I already knew. And the things you were trying to teach me is just nonsense. It didn't mean anything to me, but I appreciated the effort. I'm not a religious person, but I admire the nobility of it. The idea that somebody is trying to do what's right, that somebody is trying to help others or do something good, which is where a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses start from, and that's why. Look, honestly, if Jehovah's Witnesses were like Muslims, I wouldn't be interested in with them. The only thing I'd have to say to anyone is don't have anything to do with them. The reason that I still, after all these years, hope that the Jehovah's Witnesses will evolve and progress beyond something that they are, is that I believe that so many of them start from the right place, which is they're trying to do what's right. They start a channel and you're like, oh, here's somebody. They seem nice. Then 6 months later, their channel is deleted or something like that. And you just know that somebody got to them. Somebody from their old kingdom all said, I found your videos. Aha! Or their aunt or their mom or somebody said, so-and-so told me you had a YouTube channel. I didn't believe it at first. Oh, I found it. How could you? I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense, but why do you have to be so snarky about it? When you stop being who you are, trust me, you're not doing anyone any favors. I spent literally the best years of my life trying to be something I wasn't and it was really because I felt I owed it to my parents. That's the big, dark, ugly thing about me. I fucking hated Jehovah's Witnesses my whole fucking life. I'm talking when I was in first grade, I fucking hated Jehovah's Witnesses. And it was everything I was. Now it's a compelling storytelling. It makes for great TV. It doesn't make for a great life. I was immersed in Jehovah's Witness Watchtower everything from the day I was born. It was like the Lion King. My dad held me up and said, if there was ever anyone on this earth born to be a Jehovah's Witness, it was me. Believe me, while I was still a CAT scan in my mother's tummy, I was destined to be a Jehovah's Witness. And the irony was, I'm the last person on earth that should have been a Jehovah's Witness. It was not good for anyone ever. I sucked as a Jehovah's Witness. I tried so hard though, for so long. My dad is so kind and generous and patient with people, but he really messed me up. It was not intentional. He messed me up so bad by telling me that I had potential to he always talked about this great global universal scheme of Jehovah. There's not enough hours on a video to make you understand how badly and deeply effed up people who have been. I'm not talking about people that studied and everything. That'll mess somebody up. They won't be right again for 10 years. You studying with somebody, it seems fun. Seems like there's nothing to it. People that are lifers, it's something I don't know that you do recover from it. And what's funny is that all the mainstream Christians that are waiting in the wings for all these people that are emptying out of Kingdom Halls. By the way, I don't know how long this can go on. How can Kingdom Halls keep getting emptied out and they just keep producing more? You know, it's like when you watch war movies and you see like all these people getting mowed down with machine guns and stuff, and you say, where do they keep coming from? You watch a Civil War movie and it just shows people, all these dead bodies, tens of thousands of dead bodies laying everywhere, and they say, oh, and then the next day 10,000 more people showed up to kill each other. And it's like, when do they run out? When do they run out of people to kill? Or when do people say, I've seen all these thousands of people get killed yesterday. I'm gonna lay down my gun and walk away. It seems that's what's incredible about Jehovah's Witnesses. They seem to have there seems to be a glut of people that are just lining up to get destroyed, and they just go through people like it's like chewing gum. They chew up a piece, spit it out, pull out another piece, do it again. It's like Big Red. It costs 25 cents. Why not? And that's what's amazing to me about Jehovah's Witnesses is that it's like they never run out of stock. They execute people and then kick their bodies out of the helicopter, and they keep going. It's like, well, how many people can fit in the helicopter? Again, you start to realize it's not the helicopter. You're in the holodeck. It looks like a helicopter, but this is the world system. Jehovah's Witnesses, you found the basement of the building. Jehovah's Witnesses, it isn't this problem that you're just going to solve. it's a world system. Everything in this world system has been set here by somebody I know not who. And it's all for their purpose, you know. Upstairs, downstairs. Seems like everyone has an agenda. Everyone is saying whatever they got to say to whoever they got to say it to for whatever they need at that moment. And, you know, whatever. I'll let you all get on with your lives now, but I just wanted to touch base with everyone, and we'll talk again soon. But I just love all of you guys out there, and when people talk about saying, oh, I don't think I should, you know, I think I need to change who I am, or I need to get serious about this or that or whatever. I say, okay, but I'll wrap this up. You guys got to go. But here's the thing: you want the Watchtower Society to go down. I want them to go down. That is, what do I want this year? Well, I just want the Watchtower Society to go down. They will go down if you get through to people. And how do you do that? You do that by being yourself. There's no message that you're going to say to the Jehovah's Witnesses that's going to break them or break their spirit or break their concentration or focus on the Watchtower. It's your, you know, it's just the fact that you're there and you're talking to them, and it's not pre-scripted. Somebody didn't write it down for you, which is all Jehovah's Witnesses do. And the longer they're Jehovah's Witnesses, the harder it is to break from that. The questions are scripted, the answers are scripted, and all the small talk before and after the meetings is inauthentic, or it comes from a flawed place. It's restricted. Look, after the meeting, nobody unbuckles their pants. They don't. Everyone's still, that's why people collapse at conventions. They say it's heat stroke or exhaustion or whatever, but every assembly has people faint or collapse there. It's because they're under this incredible stress. How are people having heat strokes in Kingdom Halls? They're not. They're having breakdowns because the stress is just incredible for some people. And that's why it's so liberating the day that you say, I don't have to do this anymore. And that's the message you got to get across to all the Jehovah's Witnesses out there. You can be a human. You can be a person. Be whatever it is you want to be. If you want to be I don't know. If you want to wear a silly hat, put one on. Wanted to tell you, my friends, a story. Thank you for indulging me, by the way. This is so silly to be here at this time of night. I'm having a sad night. I don't know why. a long time ago, this whole notion of being an apostate, it was something foreign to me. I kind of understood it, but I said, yeah, okay, I'm an apostate now. What am I supposed to do? Because in the early days, I wasn't an apostate. I was just me. And then there was some people around me that said, "Oh, you're an apostate." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then they were like, "Yeah, but you're doing it wrong. You're supposed to be dispensing information." And I said, "Oh, okay." There was a period of time where my little videos up, I do something and make a difference. Why are you wasting your time? Long story short, I stopped being who I just am naturally inclined to be every day, and I told myself that I should have a message, and I should have direction. And ironically, it was that search for direction that led me to nowhere. What you gotta be? For who? Why? A message is something that you can fixate on and then lose sight of everything else. My experience as a Jehovah's Witness, yours can be completely different. My experience as a JW, once you prescript a message, then you stay on message. And then you're talking to people and it really is lip service. This is the folly of Jehovah's Witnesses. They go door to door. It probably originated from somewhere where they mean well or want to do well, but they go door to door, reciting the same things again and again, and it doesn't resonate with anyone, and it doesn't speak to anyone. And the people that it knock on doors. You're bringing information to people. It's symptomatic of the way Jehovah's Witnesses think, and I see it again and again in myself. Maybe in some of you out there too, maybe not, I don't know. Me, personally, I keep coming back to this thing where it's the Kingdom Hall thing where they tell you that it's your responsibility to save the world out there. They're not going to listen to you, but you still have the responsibility to try to save people, to bring a message to them. Somebody wrote me a message one time that said, "You're drunk." And I felt so bad. And it wasn't one person. It's a few people over the months and years that have messaged me and said, "You could be helping people. Why aren't you helping people?" And I felt bad. I really did. Because I got messages from people saying, "Why aren't you helping people out there? What's your message? You're lost." And because I was feeling depressed, I was at a very low point in my life where I felt depressed, and it just rebooted that the Kingdom Hall, stuff again, where people were saying, "You have the potential to." I was doing an imitation of what I thought an apostate should say, because well-meaning people around me had convinced me that I'm an apostate, which is silly. There's no such thing as an apostate. This is nonsense. The Jehovah's Witnesses apostates. It's all so nuts. It's so clear to me now. I wish I could make everyone understand. There's no us. There's no them. There's no anything. It's all hooey. It's silly. It's so silly. But it was a period of time where somebody convinced me that I was an apostate. And there was this thing called the apostates, and I was one of them. And I had a responsibility to people that have to decide if they're going to be apostates or not be apostates. And I have this larger calling to inform them about something. And I got caught up in this because I just wanted friends. I had been contacted by people online to say, you have so much knowledge, but it's just going to waste because nobody can get through. At moments, it seems like you could almost be saying something, but then you just ruin it. And I took this all to heart. It's a Jehovah's Witness leftover. It's a residual thing that it's your responsibility to the home videos I make. They lost their heart. And it's something symptomatic of being, it was a long time. It was months. It was months of just, it was like somebody took the vacuum and just sucked the life out of me. And I was getting attacked from all sides. There were so many people on the outside that were just angry at me. But then there was people around me too that was like, "Oh, it's a shame. You're a smart guy, but you waste it. You're not helping anyone. You're not dispensing information, or at least in a way that people can digest it." And I took this because all of a sudden I felt like people were like, "Well, what's your message?" And I was like, and my first inclination was, "Well, I don't have a message." But then I started feeling like, "Oh, I should be on message." And so I started making videos of what I thought, and the videos are still up. They suck. I hate them. But it was a period of months where the videos had no soul, had no impact. And it was because I was doing